All right, guys, what's up? I thought I hit live. I didn't. We're going to restart this.
Live with Phil, Thursday evenings at 8.
All right, what's up, guys? It's Thursday, March 28th. We got 8 p.m. here in Maryland. Tonight's guest lives in North Carolina. He films hunting in South Africa. He does the edits for the East Coast Waterfowl, manages lots of other social media accounts. I had the pleasure of meeting him at SCI, and then again, we just cross paths at the Dixie Deer Classic. So let's welcome Joey Democko. What's up, man? How you doing? Dude, I'm doing good. That was a funny starting. So for those of you that don't know, I thought we hit live, and we just started a second ago, and I didn't hit live. Like, hold on, something's not working.
It's a good thing. Good thing we didn't get like 30 minutes in.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I want to pull this back up to what I just played to realize, just to show people what it is in Africa that you guys are doing. So you get to film some cool stuff. Joey's out there doing. Let me press play.
In between the legs, right in between the legs, yeah?
Dude, this is awesome. So I went in pretty deep and watched some of these videos, and I can't wait to hear about some of these hunts that I found on your social media pages. Yeah. If anyone watching has any questions, so Joey films hunts in South Africa. He's very well versed in a lot of stuff that goes on over there. So anytime, chime in, let us know what you're thinking in the comments. But dude, let's start out. We met at the SCI. It was pretty much all work, and then again at Dixie Deer, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, we haven't had much time to play.
Yeah, or to get to know each other a little bit. How'd you get into hunting? Where was your first?
My dad.
Dad's been hunting.
My dad, yeah. My dad's been hunting since he was born, and he raised me the same way. I'll tell you how when I was like 13 or 14, I started duck hunting, and that was like my first true love. And by the time I was 15 or 16, getting in trouble in school, not wanting to go to school, wanting to go hunting, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what happened, but one day he kind of sat me down and was like, you gotta get your life together. You gotta figure out what you're gonna do with your life. You're gonna be a man one day. He's like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? And I was like, I'm gonna go hunting every day and get paid. And he just laughed at me, and that's been the goal ever since. I mean, truthfully.
Dude,
I didn't know I wanted to do media. I messed with it when I was 16, 17. I didn't know it was something that was as scalable as it is, but I just knew I wanted to do something outside, in nature, hunting related, every day, whatever it was. That's all I knew. I was just kind of taking a shot in the dark, and it's working so far.
So your Instagram is pretty impressive. For those that don't know, it's here it is. I popped it up on the screen. Democko Industries.
I still look at it and just think it's not.
And well, I gotta share the screen.
I'm my worst critic.
Share this.
I appreciate you saying that, though. I really
do. Oh, I'll stop you there and tell you I understand about being your own worst critic. I'm my own worst critic. Big time.
It's a bad way to be. But.
Yeah, man. Look at it. Like, here's a good duck hunt. Oh, you guys are running.
Chasing a cripple down.
Chasing a cripple. You used shin gear.
Everyone thinks we're running from the game warden, but
that's what I thought.
If we were running from the game warden, I'd have dropped that camera a long time ago.
You're not posting that. Let me see. Where was this at?
Tanzania.
Whoa.
Oldonyo Longai, a very recent active volcano in Tanzania. I think it's the most recent active volcano in Tanzania.
Is that this one here in the background too?
Yep.
Holy cow.
We were sitting there looking at it from camp. I mean, it's a volcano, so it looks a lot closer than it is to you. And we're looking at it from camp, and I was like, I think I can get my drone up there. And Johan was like, I don't think so. And
It's like it's a lot.
I sent it up. I got like 1/15 of the way, and it was like,
Yeah.
stop.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what you got going on, you know, coming up? You're going to South Africa soon?
South America. You
That's
almost
what I said first.
yeah, May 12th through the 29th, end of May, just a short trip. I'm actually going with a good friend of mine, one of my best friends from childhood. She's always wanted to go, and
Cool.
her mom said she'd take her for her if she graduated college. So
That's really cool.
she's gonna hunt hopefully a buffalo and just some assorted plains game, small stuff, maybe a honey badger. So
A honey badger.
yeah,
I don't think I could point that out on what it looks like if you put it next to a couple different animals. Regular badger?
you'd have to look it up. Not a bad no, it's a honey badger.
Mm-mm. I would fail that. You sent me some cool pictures. So anyone listening, when I have a guest coming on, I'll reach out and we'll have some talk prior to this, and I'll ask for some pictures that are meaningful or that, you know, have something behind it that you look at it and it means something to you. And there's one photo that Joey sent me that blew me away. And I was like, I got to hear about this. So just from me looking at it, it looks like you have 2 elephant tusks, 2 people fist bumping with a sunset in the background with the sun just peeking through the trees there. Beautiful.
That was 100% pure luck.
Beautiful.
Pure luck.
Let's hear about that. Were you on that hunt or did you find elephant horns? How's that work?
Client killed that elephant. Client actually from North Carolina. That was a probably 60-ish year old elephant, and those tusks weighed, I think it was 81 and 70 pounds. So each tusk had a different weight. And that's
okay. That's how they score.
That works is elephants, just like us, and just like most animals, they're either left-handed or right-handed, but instead of their hands, it's their tusks. So over time, they'll use that one side to notch out trees and to dig roots and to scrape vines, and it grinds that ivory off. So over time, that elephant shaved off 10, 11 pounds over the 60 years, whatever it was, off that one side.
Wow.
Yeah.
60 years, is that old? I don't know much about elephants, so fill me in. Go on. Is 60 old for an elephant?
That's end times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
ages can vary. You can look up whatever you want, and everything's going to tell you a different answer. Because at the end of the day, first off, let me say I'm not the most knowledgeable person on this. Like, I could have Johan here, and he could be telling you. And by the way,
get him on.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on next year for sure. Anyway, he could tell you a lot more about this stuff than me. But I always tell people I'm only gonna tell you what I've seen and what I've learned from people who live there, and not only live there but make a living off the land in Africa. And that's most of our news that we get, or most of the knowledge that we get about Africa as foreigners, comes from people who are photographers or politicians and lobbyists who just want to promote a certain point, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the people who live there and the people who spend every day of their life there, they have a completely different perspective of what's actually going on.
Yeah. So how's it work to pick out the elephant or all right, so I see different sides on Facebook. Are you guys picking out an elephant, or is it just like, hey, let's go turkey hunting, but instead for elephants, call or go find one?
Most of your hunting in Africa, now all situations are different, but most animals you're tracking. You're tracking.
Okay.
You're in very sandy environments most of the time. So you're tracking an animal. Now I'm going to get off topic, so you might have to bring me back. But let me first say that Africa is tribal, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. Africa is very tribal. In most places, cattle is currency, or at least the majority of currency, which means a tribe or a person in a tribe, everything revolves around their cattle or their sheep or whatever it is. Their livestock, that's their money. That's how they buy their wives. That's how they buy, land, however that works within the tribe. It's all different, but that is their currency. So you take one, let's say Phil is you're in, let's say you're in a tribe in all days South Africa, okay? And you have 15 cows or 20 cows. That's a good little amount. So you can buy, 3 nice wives, and they're going to build your houses. They're going to cook. They're going to do everything for you. Your kids, you can have as many as you want. They're going to protect your cattle. At nighttime, they're going to track your cattle. They're going to stay with your cattle. They're going to protect your cattle. From the time they can walk, they're in the bush at night with your cattle, okay? Now, in places like Tanzania, where we were recently, this is still happening. Like as we were hunting, there are little kids out with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, sheep or cattle at night.
It's scary at
12
nighttime
o'clock in the afternoon. What's up?
Is it scary at nighttime out there?
We'll get to that later. But no, these, like in Maasai land where we were, where you asked where that volcano was, those kids had a stick and a little flashlight, like a little solar flashlight, and no shoes, and they just walk around. They follow their cattle. So what I'm going to from that is they can track each individual cow or sheep or whatever it is individually, and they have a name for it or however they decipher what it is. And what that means is Africa produces the best, some of the best trackers in the world. I've seen lions tracked through grass that's up to your ears. Through grass. Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
point. Yeah. Tracking is normally how you hunt in Africa.
How long would a track take?
Depends.
Distance?
I've been on a buffalo hunt that took us I think it was 2.5 days. We just had to pull out. We just had to pull out, go back to camp, and pick back up where we left off the next day. Yeah.
Oh wow!
But it can also take an hour.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you never know. I mean, it's just luck of the draw kind of thing. But so where was your question?
All right, the elephant. How do you pick? So you're tracking an elephant. Does the
you're tracking an elephant. The number one thing, you got to find a big track. It needs to be over 22, 23, 24 inches. You need to be able to fit both of your feet inside of it. The more so bigger it is than that, the better, right? The older and the bigger he's going to be, most likely. From there, you track that elephant, and this all starts, 4 or 5 a.m. You're on the road and you're looking for fresh tracks because that's when they start moving real hard in the morning. And you're looking for that fresh track. You might see one cross the road. You never know. But you're looking for those big tracks. You get out, you assess them. Your professional hunter is going to say, okay, this is a proper boy. We're gonna go in on them. And you push, and you push, and you push, and you push, and eventually those trackers are going to find what's on the other side of those tracks or what's making those tracks, right? From there, with an elephant, you move very, very, very slow. And I don't want to say you're getting underneath him, like you're actually going underneath him, but it feels like it.
Well, how close do you get?
You need to get as close as you can to judge the elephant and to judge the base of that ivory to really see how old he is and the size and the girth.
So is there a standard or a
it depends. That's
like
hard
for rams. I think for rams they got to be a full curl. Is there for a elephant? How do you?
I want to say I said, I wish Johan was here to tell you, but I want to say you shouldn't be able to fit your hands around that base where it meets the skin, where it meets the entry to the skull. You don't want to be able to wrap your hands around it. Now you're probably thinking, well, how the hell do you test that out when the elephant's alive? You don't. You just have to be good at what you're doing, and that's not me. That's what Johan, the professional hunters. The client's not saying a word. Nobody's saying anything. Johan or whoever it is, they're doing their job. Johan's incredible. He throws his glass up, and then he readjusts, and he pulls everyone around, and he throws up, he looks, and he does again. He either says yep or nope. He's on. He's on.
What's so that one you said was what, 50 years old, 60 years old?
Late 50s, 60.
Late 50s, 60s. So do they all get that old? Do you let them, do they get unhealthy when they get old? Do they get violent? What happens when they get older? I don't know much. I know zoo elephants and circus elephants. That's it.
Elephants naturally die of starvation.
Oh.
When they go through 5 sets of molars in their life, and they get to the last one, which typically again, you can find different answers everywhere you look. I want to say it's somewhere between early 50s and mid 50s is when it starts. They get that last set, and when they grind that last set of molars down, it's just flat. There's nothing left. They can't break down anything. And then when the drought comes in the wintertime or the late wintertime, the only thing left to eat is the bark and the limbs and the branches.
And they don't eat.
And they can't eat. They can't break it down. And they die of starvation, which can be a long process. I've heard, again, this is stuff that people act like they know, but no one really knows because you don't live there like they do. I've heard it can take from 2 weeks to 3 months. And that normally, I would assume, ends in getting ripped up alive by lions or hyenas. Yeah.
So it's better to kill an old one because it's not.
Would you rather? What I always tell people, I actually learned this from a client. What I always tell people is, first off, before you argue with me about something you don't have knowledge on, tell me what you do know about it. And they always go, they don't know. They just know that they saw an ad on TV that said donate, the elephants are in danger, which they're not. We'll get into that later.
So the lions will kill the elephants like that.
Yeah, they won't be the ones that kill him. They'll eat him alive. He'll die of blood loss or pain or starvation.
Oh, cool.
Eat him, yeah.
Do the villagers have to worry about getting eaten by any of these animals?
Yeah, in certain places, absolutely. You've heard the term man-eater.
Yeah, what is that? Is that real? That's a real term over there.
Yeah, it has. Obviously it has different meanings. You take a picture of a great white shark and you can call it a man-eater. And that's because it can eat a man and it will eat one. But when you get over there in the bush and you talk about a man-eater and what that is something that is a predator that has fed on humans. That is a predator that has now realized, wait a minute.
Easy.
I think I'd rather eat Phil because he doesn't have
I can't fight like that.
And big horns, and Phil doesn't run 47 miles per hour and kick me in the face. They just grab you. Lion grab you by the shoulder, drag you off. He'll carry you 3 miles before he eats you. That wouldn't be fun, I don't think.
Oh no. Leopards? You got leopards over there?
What's up?
Leopards? Are there leopards over there?
Leopards are bad.
What will they attack people or just anything?
Yeah. I remember in Zimbabwe, we were hunting buffalo and we had made contact with a tribe. We were just our trackers that were with us were from that tribe, so we stopped in there on our way out deeper into the bush, and they were just kind of talking to them about what the kids have seen, what the women have seen, if they've seen any buffalo moving from this water source, just get knowledge on where the buffalo have been recently and what they've been doing. Uh-huh. And I guess like 2 weeks before before then, a female leopard came in and I think killed like a 6 or 7 year old child, and then came back and killed an adult woman the next night. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And, all right. So I remember Joey told me something that I thought was interesting. I thought these animals, they got the taste of human blood. Oh, like a vampire. No, all I can eat is humans. Not true. They just got the easiest meal of their life.
Yeah.
They just had to give the least amount of energy for a whole bunch of meat.
I've seen a Cape buffalo take, let me do the math, over 4,000 grains of lead. Well over that, probably 6,000 or 7,000. I mean, they put 10 rounds into that buffalo, and he just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Gnarly boy. I mean, he was just a bull. A buffalo is an absolute freight train. And you think
This one of these.
that's a buffalo? Yeah. That's an old picture. I can't believe you found that.
Oh, dude, I did my work.
That buffalo's a crazy story. So these buffalo, and like Johan will tell you, I mean, buffalo is Johan's bread and butter. Like, I mean, he does it all: lions, leopard, elephant. He's done everything. He's done lots of them. But buffalo are his thing. I mean, that's what he's known for, is hunting buffalo. And he'll tell you that is one of the toughest creatures on planet Earth. And then you think about 5 lions are going to take one down with their teeth, with their mouth. They're going to grab it with their mouth. You know what I mean? So when a lion grabs a hold of you, it's like, that was easy. They burnt 0 energy.
Think of a house cat grabbing a hold of you. You got to try to get away.
And that's I was telling somebody that the other day, is like, when I think of a cat, I think house cat, bobcat, maybe a lynx, maybe a mountain lion, a leopard. But when you see a lion, an African lion,
They're big.
that's a 500+ pound cat. That's a monster. That's not a cat anymore. That's not fair, is what that is. I mean, and you don't hear a lot of like, you hear lots of.
Here's you one. You got one.
Yeah, it's a female.
Dude, females are so big.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's just unreal to see.
Do they roar?
What they're capable of.
In the wild, they'll roar.
Absolutely.
Scary.
They just rumble, like a lot at night. They just kind of rumble. I'm not going to do it
like
right
a
now.
purr?
I'll sound like an idiot. I wouldn't call it a purr.
Oh, it's
like I don't want to do it. I'll sound stupid, but you can look it up. It's just this deep bellow inside of them, and they just slowly let it out through their mouth.
It just echoes out there to not come around.
And you'll think they're 100 yards away, and they're really 3 miles away or 2 miles away, and it sounds like they're in your ear. And after the lion hunts I've been on, at least, when they start doing that after you wound them or kill them, and they kind of let that death bellow out, if you want to call it that, your whole head is like vibrating. It's inside of you. It's unreal. It's unreal.
Oh,
You wouldn't want to be in one's mouth. I can promise you that.
That's nuts. So what's being over there, being on all these hunts? Do you have a crazy, here we got Erica, also my mother, commented, what's the scariest situation you've been in? So that's kind of one of the questions I have. What's, go on these hunts, you hunt lions or elephants, and what's a scary story you got?
The scariest one, I guess. There's a bunch of them. I would say the scariest. First off, my biggest fear is snakes by far. Like, I would much rather face off with a lion or an elephant than a black mamba. When I see a black mamba, my day is ruined. I wouldn't lie to you. Like, I was with Natasha, which is Johan's wife, and we were driving back into their farm, and we had the windows down. We're listening to music, and she goes, "Oh, look, a mamba." And there's a mamba on my side because I'm on the left side because they drive on the other side of the road, right? Or the other side of the car than us, and the other side of the road. And so I'm over here on the left side in the passenger seat with my window down, and this mamba's coming over the path to the road where we are, stands up, and he's, I don't know, probably 5.5, 6 feet in the air.
Wait. The snake?
Yeah, a black mamba snake. They can, I think, I'm not an expert on snakes. I think they can stand on like 10% of their body, which means like the other 90%. That could be wrong. It might be like 20%, but they can suspend more than half of their body into the air. And he's sitting there like this on the side, on my side, like coming across us. But he stops on my side and just gets up like that. And I'm trying to roll my window up, and Natasha keeps stopping the window, like messing with me. And I'm like freaking out. I'm scared to death of mambas. My dad shot one years ago when I was a kid. Like I think it was probably his first trip, and he shot one at a watering hole. And first off, let me say a black mamba. Like if a black mamba bites you, you're done. What the stories I've always heard is like Johan says, if you get bit by a black mamba, you grab a bottle of whiskey and you find a shady tree, and that's your end. So they scare the hell out of me. And they're like, I think it's the fastest snake in the world too. So, and they climb trees. It's like everything.
Yeah, they're just nasty.
It doesn't get worse.
Stand up tall like that.
Yeah, they can stand up. Yeah, I've heard stories of them getting in showers, like they're in your shower,
coming up the toilet. People sitting on the toilet.
I think I'd probably shoot myself before it bit me.
Oh, dude, that would.
I'm
suck.
not.
How about animals? Do you have lions? Like a close encounter with a lion ever? Almost die or something like that?
We've killed them up close.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't say we've killed them fairly close. I wouldn't say anything crazy. I haven't been on a crazy amount of lion hunts.
Elephant.
When you hunt an elephant, you're always up close. The last elephant, the video that you watched that you were talking about earlier,
yeah.
I think we killed him at 12 steps, so 12 yards, roughly. 12 meters. Yeah.
All right, I think I found it. Share this tab. There it is. So they're tracking this elephant already.
What is it?
Isn't this the elephant coming up? No?
I can't see it.
Am I not sharing the screen?
No, sir.
Oh, I got to hit add. There we go.
So I'll tell you that story after we watch this.
Put sound to it. So he's old enough. He's about to just not even be able to eat anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably had another 6 years, probably 7 years. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a biologist, but he's at the end of his life. That's a monster. I mean, that's a big bull. Not the biggest, but.
So the ending was really neat. I want to let it play through that.
Yeah, that's a very important part.
Absolutely.
In this area,
This video,
there's a couple of villages around.
Go ahead.
So this video is the YouTube version, which is 5 minutes. The reason why the actual video itself was an hour and 50 minutes, but I didn't take into account when I filmed it, the client, it was filmed for him, and I knew I wanted to use it for YouTube, but I didn't take into account that I can't use any clips with him in it on YouTube for his business and family's sake, which is a sad truth. But that's why this video is so short. If it was up to me, it'd be an hour and a half long. But
oh, dude, I bet the content's there. And yeah, it's a shame what some of these hunters go through once they come back and there's a video out and they get death threats and stuff.
Yeah, and people,
So here, I'll let it play. Guys, listen to this.
We have Bodigua, we have Beetsa, we have Eretsa. So when we have shot or we have this meat here, we share it equally to the villagers. to acknowledge that we are hunting in their areas. So all this meat will provide some proteins to all these people here, and they are quite happy to have some meat. They dry up the meat, hang it and dry it, and then later cook it in stages. It's quite a lot of meat here. It can be divided among 3 villages.
So 3 villages get to eat that.
Yeah,
Man.
for a very long time. For a very long time.
Yeah.
What he was saying is they're not putting this in their refrigerator or their deep freezer. This is all going to be processed that day or the next day and dried out with salts and preserved to where it's just what they call biltong, what we would call jerky, right? How we in America, we smoke our jerky, right? They air dry it.
Oh.
It's called biltong. That's at
You
least
just
what they
leave it
call
out
it
like
in Africa. This was in Botswana, but yeah, you just air dry it, and it's a lot healthier, a lot cleaner, and it'll last for as long as you want it to.
Where do they put it up high so animals don't get it, or what do they do?
They'll have bomas. A boma is basically a fence, which they make out of briars and thorns and branches most of the time. In tribes where they have more access to resources, it'll be built out of nice wood and grass, and it just depends on the situation. Looks like anything in the economy, but that boma will protect them for the most part. Now, in this place where you saw that video, there's a lot more tourism. It's the Okavango Delta, which is, like, in my opinion, one of the wonders of the world. It's flipping incredible. I would recommend that to anybody. Like, if you ever said, I want to go to Africa, where should I go? I would say the Delta is like top 3, for sure, top 2. So there's a lot more attraction there, brings more money, brings a little bit better economy all around the board. So those tribes were a lot nicer. Like, yeah, most people weren't walking around with shoes. Well, I shouldn't say that. Like, probably half and half had shoes, and that might just be more of a life choice. But they'll be walking around with no shoes. They'll have and one shorts on and a Chicago shirt. It's the craziest thing, dude. It's crazy. No shoes, but they'll have an iPhone or a BlackBerry or something. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. You just got to see it. I mean, we could sit here and I could tell you stories all day, but when you see it, you just go, this is different. It's a completely different way of life.
Internet is fine out there? Do you use Starlink? What do they use?
Believe it or not, a lot of places I've had signal. I mean, it cost me like $10 a day with Verizon, which builds up when you're there for 3 months. But there's been places where I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's no restaurant for 15 hours. I shouldn't say that, maybe like 12 hours, 10 hours.
Oh.
And you can get on your phone and look something up. You're like, what in the world?
Because it's so flat? It just travels so far?
No, I mean, there's just tribes everywhere, and they are growing. I mean, they're getting power and they're getting resources. I really don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Like in Tanzania, we were in Maasai land, and the Maasai is one of the oldest tribes that still is in touch with its ancestral ways or whatever, right? The Maasai, they live off of blood and milk. Like, their cattle is one, like I told you about how Africa's tribal and cattle's their currency. The Maasai, you still there? I think it's just me here, guys.
I'm back.
There you are. You scared me.
I'm back. It was just you. It said Facebook had an issue. Facebook got hacked. All of Facebook's down. I'm just kidding.
Where do you come up with this?
But it did. A notification popped up.
You pointed at something and you were like, I thought you were saying goodbye. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
No, a notification popped up. I was like, Facebook error, and it just went away. Everything deleted.
What were we talking about?
Mm.
Okay, we were talking about the Maasai. So,
Oh yeah. God.
okay. So the Maasai, which most people are in some way familiar with, the Maasai warriors, the the great warriors of Africa that spear lions and all that
Are
cool
they
stuff.
bad? When you see them in real life, it's like, damn, dude, they could definitely kill something with their hand.
Not anymore. Well, I don't want to offend anybody or disrespect anybody, but not anymore. And even Johan was like, it's not how it used to be when lions were overpopulating.
Oh yeah.
in parts of Tanzania, and when the Maasai were at bigger numbers, those guys were no joke. They will run you like you could be driving away from them in a car, and they'd catch up to you and rip you out and stab you. No, like, I mean, you think about it. Think about hunting a lion with a gun. Everyone on that hunt is scared shitless. Everybody on that hunt is on.
Go chase it without one.
Now go do it with a spear. And Johan kind of showed us a model that we found in a museum, and it kind of had statues of them fighting a lion. And he explained it to us and how they first off, they chase the lion down for miles and miles and miles, try to tire him out. Depending on his personality, right? The lion might just be a warrior, a straight up gangster, turns around ready to fight right off the jump. You know what I mean? And then that can be a problem because now this lion's not tired. Okay, he's 100% ready to rock. Now, if he's a little bit scared, if he doesn't really know what you are, he doesn't want to fight with you, deal with you, he'll run and run and run, and they keep running right behind him. They keep chasing him, and eventually he gets tired. Now he's mad because he's tired, and now he knows he can't fight 100%. So he's angry, and he turns around to fight, but now he's not 100%. But now the warriors, they're not 100%. So it's kind of a balance, kind of trade-offs, but they'll surround him, and
Like the pictures.
and who I think they do like some form of ritual the night or the few days before they decide they're going to go track and kill this lion, and they'll pick one guy, or he picks himself to be the honorary whatever, and everyone honors him, and all the women want him to buy them as his wife. And anyway, he goes out and he's the first guy, so they circle him. And that one guy takes his shield and he pushes right up to the lion's mouth. And then that lion will, jump on him and focus on him. And he's holding the poor dude's holding that shield, and another guy's pulling him by the tail, and they just fill him full of spears. Yeah.
No, dude, no. That's so scary.
You'd go film it, though, if they asked you to.
Absolutely. 100%. Long lens on the back. A little far away. I'll give him a GoPro to
DJI Mavic.
Yeah, right. I'll get all these angles, not even come close.
No, I don't want to be there. I'd love to see that, but I don't think that really happens anymore. At least not to my knowledge.
Tammy said,
now we have 375 H&H.
So you're a little easier. You know, to run them down. So you met Buck Lee at the Dixie Deer Classic. He was with the shallow water guys. Buck's mom just commented and said, the lions remind me of the movie The Ghost in the Darkness.
Never greatest movie of all time.
It's a good one.
Ghost in the Darkness. Anyone watching this who is looking for a good movie to watch, I think you probably have to rent it. But that is my favorite movie of all time. Val Kilmer's the main character. He plays John Patterson, and it's a true story. John Patterson was, I think, a colonel or a lieutenant for the British Army or British military, some branch, and he was also an engineer. And they brought him into Tsavo, Kenya, to work on the railroad crossing over the Tsavo River. Now, Tsavo, this could be wrong. I think Tsavo means place of death. I think. It says it in the movie. I can't remember, but that's the name of this place. So they bring him there because they're having troubles crossing this railroad. They're using they called them the coolies, the Indians, and the local. I don't think they were Maasai, but they were the local Kenyans. right? The local tribes. I don't think that any of them were Maasai. No, some of them were. I'm sorry. But either way, he's going there to aid them and to show them how to build this bridge. A few nights or a few weeks into him arriving, people started getting killed. What's up?
Someone just said hi. I was just waving, give him a hi.
Oh.
So this is the movie you're
This is the
describing.
movie. This is the movie.
And you're
It's a
selling
great
it.
movie.
Sounds
You
great.
should read the book and watch the movie. But anyway, he shows up and these lions start killing people, and it was 2 lions. I want to say they killed over 130 or 140 people over the course of 8 months. Now that number is a little bit exaggerated by the fact that the 2 lions raided the hospital because you had a lot of injuries coming off that railroad, people falling. They didn't have OSHA or safety harnesses. So there were a lot of injuries in construction work at that time, especially in Africa, if you can imagine. So I guess one night they raided the hospital. The 2 lions, they murdered a lot of coolies and locals like that. And Johan's read the book, and he knows everything about everything in Africa. I can't wait till you get him on here because he's an incredible person to speak with. But the reason why I said that number was exaggerated was because when those lions went in, they ate somebody. And if everyone else would, I'm not saying that I would have been calm and collected, but if everyone else in there would have been like super calm and not said a word and just hid and shook in quiet, the lions would have just went on. But instead, everybody went nuts, screaming, yelling, jumping, running. So now the lions are scared. Now the lions are like, "Oh my gosh!" Now we're stuck in this tent, which I already told you earlier. They don't like soft fabrics because it's just like it's not something they can break or push. It's just stuck there. So now the lions are scared, and then they just start splashing and biting people, and it's nasty business. It's nasty business. But yes, Ghost in the Darkness, my favorite movie of all time by far. Incredible movie, incredible. The movie isn't as accurate as the actual story. Like John Patterson, he killed both of those lions. And I think this was 19. I'm not going to even say the date because I don't know, but this was long before any of these bolt action rifles that we had. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, but either way, I think he killed those lions with like a 30 cal. And that's not old soft bullets, like a ball and cap. I don't know.
Are there ducks over there? Waterfowl?
Yeah.
Really?
Johan calls it the grain basket of South Africa. I'd be lying if I told you the exact region. I know it's west of Johannesburg. I've driven through it, or kind of southwest, and it's where it goes from thick bush into just this open prairie. It's like going from Missouri into Kansas, right? And cattle ponds, lots of ducks, lots of geese. Nobody's really hunting them. And I asked him about it. I was like, "Do you think we could guide hunts over here, get people to come?" He was like, "Probably." And I was like, "What about the crocodiles?" I was like, "Are there crocodiles over here?" He was like, "No, there's no rivers anywhere near us. There's no crocodiles." So we could do some duck hunting potentially. And there's no laws. There's no laws on what you can.
There's no limits.
We could not on ducks. No.
Oh, so like someone comes there for a elephant hunt, they can also go duck
They
hunt.
can buy as many permits as their government will allow to be sold. I mean, an elephant is a protected animal, so that's different. Ducks aren't protected over there. And that's a funny thing. You see all these arguments with elephants. Oh my gosh, how could you kill them? They're extinct. They're endangered. Well, no, they're not. There's a lot of them. And in fact, in most places where there are elephants, there's way too many of them. But that's all people want to talk about is the elephants. No one cares about the impala, right? No one cares about the warthog. No one cares about the little monkeys.
The big
Nobody
pretty.
gives a damn about the buffalo.
Mhm.
Nothing. They only care about what? The elephants and the giraffe and the lions because of Lion King and what they've seen in the movies, and it's quite the predicament. What a lot of people, that I don't want to believe this at all, but what I've talked about with a lot of older people who've hunted Africa for a long time is we're at the end of it. There's a lot of people who say your kids will never hunt Africa.
Really? It's all going to get closed off? You think?
Yep. And then it'll be destroyed and there'll be nothing left.
All right. So I've never been there. Compare the amount of like animals there to the amount of animals here in America, to like our deer population or elk population.
I don't know how to do that. No, I don't know how to do that.
Like they're not getting extinct.
I can tell you this. Kruger National Park, biggest national park in South Africa. I think it's one of the only national parks in South Africa, right? Mm-hmm. So Kruger is 200 miles tall, north to south, and ranges from 20 to 50 wide, right? So it changes as it moves down. You got it?
Uh-huh.
So that's 7,550 square miles, okay? That's a big place. Kruger is a monster place. Like it takes you 3 days to drive it. What's up?
Square miles, not acres.
7,000, square miles. 7,524, something like that. It's close. That's very close though. They say, this is what the scientists say, that the carrying capacity for elephants is 7,000, which means that habitat of Kruger, that whole block, can sustain roughly 7,000 elephants, which is fine. It can sustain that, and everything can be in peace, right? There's like 35,000 in there.
Oh,
now your bunny huggers want to say that's not true. It can sustain 50,000, but if you go on Google Maps, if you just go on Google Earth, I can literally do it right now. If you pulled it up, I can trace Kruger National Park with my finger just because of the deforestation from the elephants. Like you can see the change in habitat because it's fenced in. I forgot to tell you that it's fenced in. Now, keep in mind these fences.
Elephant can go through it, right?
Yeah, it's scary though. It's scary though because it'll be every 10 or 20 yards is an I-beam, a steel I-beam like that you put in a warehouse, like the truss for a warehouse, right? It's a steel I-beam, and then it'll be like a steel post, right? The next 5 feet away, and then it'll be rebar, and then it'll be another steel post, and then it'll be another I-beam. And that's the trend of the fence. It's a monster fence. And then cables going down, it'll be a steel cable, and then it'll be barbed wire, then it'll be rebar, and then it'll be steel wire, and then it'll be cable wire. It's strong, dude. If you drove a car into it, you're dead. Like it is rock solid. And the elephants
Did you spell that?
The elephants just go.
They just walk it right over?
Just push it right over, dude. No problem.
I thought you spelled that. It sounded like you spelled it.
No.
So,
that's great.
All right, you get close to an elephant. Where do you have to shoot an elephant? Do you do like a deer shot? Is my audio sound horrible on your end?
No, it's fine. What'd you say though?
All right, so when you shoot an elephant, does he have to be quartering away and you shoot him here, or do you shoot him in the head like the videos?
So there are situations where, so ideally you need to shoot a brain shot on an elephant. Okay.
Brain.
Yes. I've never been on a hunt where we weren't looking for the brain shot. Obviously with a bow, I've never been on a bow hunt for an elephant, so I can't speak on that, but I'm sure there are, situations where they do go for the heart lung. I don't know though. The hunts I've been on have been brain shot. So you're setting yourself up for that particular shot. And if it does not work, if you can't pull that shot off, you don't take the shot. If you wound that elephant, if you pull the trigger on that elephant and you miss and you don't shoot again and it runs away, you'll probably never see that elephant ever again, because you can't pace an elephant. You can't keep up with them. When they run from you, you're done. You are absolutely, like, you've seen the videos of Johan following up on an elephant behind a client. You watched him in Nashville, and you see as soon as those first shots go off, Johan kicks them, throws two in, and he's dead sprint. He's leaving everyone behind.
Yeah, they're all like high five, and I got him. He's like, no, he's not dead. Yeah,
And he's in Johan's full speed, like gone, because he has to catch up. He has to put that elephant down. That is one of the only animals where one of the only animals. No, it really. I'm sorry. It is the only animal that when it runs away from you after you shoot, the professional hunter has to back you up. He has to follow up.
Oh, it's part of their rule.
No, because you're going to lose that trophy if he doesn't. Like, if the client made a poor shot and that elephant gets away, it's gone. It's done. You already spent that money.
How much it roughly? What are we talking?
Okay, so right now, if you want to go to the Okavango Delta and kill an exportable elephant, which means you can bring it home.
The hide, the meat, everything.
Not the meat, no. I mean, I guess you could. I don't know how that works. Probably not. Just the trophy, which is the skin, the bones, and the tusks, right, and the ivory. You're gonna. I want to say our last client that did that spent like 78. I think it was 78.
100, right?
Yeah, 78 grand.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's not a cheap thing. Now in South Africa, you can do non-exportables for $9,000, which we have two available right now. So come on.
7. All right, anyone listening, you can go kill one that you can bring home for 75,000, or you can just kill one, get it donated to the villages, have it documented by Joey here, and then come back and you just mount your pictures on the wall for 9,000. You could do that 10 times for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
What about like ostriches? Are there ostriches there?
Yeah.
Do you hunt them or no?
People do.
Huh.
People do. Yeah. I don't
Giraffes?
Oh yeah. Giraffes, one of my favorite things to eat.
Really? Tell me about them.
Absolutely. You shoot them all over and you eat them. There's not much to them. That tenderloin on a giraffe is one of the finest pieces of meat. Yeah. Yeah. And when the locals find out you killed a giraffe, they're stoked. They're stoked. They're fired.
Do you have to pick an old giraffe similar to elephants, or are they just everywhere?
It doesn't sound the best, but giraffes are kind of everywhere. And
like a deer. Kind of like a deer here. They're just going to come.
I mean, there's times where certain farmers and certain game farmers, they have to take off the young ones because
there's that many.
They're not going to sell for as much money because it's a baby, right? They're not going to be able to sell that to a client, so they can't make any money to fund their farm off it. So they're going to kill it, and that's going to be the family's food and their workers, their locals and workers. That's their food, and that's just the truth. They're everywhere. There's giraffes.
Eating the giraffe and not having to do anything.
Yeah.
What about alligators? Do alligators? Crocodiles over there.
Crocodiles. Oh yeah, I freaking hate them.
They're scary.
I'm scared to death of them. Scared to death of them, dude. That's a bad boy.
Big old croc. You got to shoot them, right? Right in the mouth, head.
Yeah. Right behind the smile.
Oh.
Yep.
Huh.
A crocodile. To me, that is probably that's worse than a black mamba. The reason I don't like them, the reason that I'm scared of them the most is because I'm on the ground with them. But if you're in the water, a crocodile is now your worst nightmare.
Yeah, he's going to win. It's going to beat you every time.
There's nothing you can do.
Hey, I got some old pictures of you here. that you with some bones, it looks like?
That's me. That was in Namibia, probably 2006.
What about here?
My little brother in a helicopter.
And this was
That was,
you?
yeah, I was probably 10 in that picture.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I was probably 11 in that picture.
So you've been going to Africa for quite some time.
Yeah, we tracked that bull. That was the one I told you about. We tracked for days and days and days. Or we didn't track him. We tracked the herd, right?
Uh-huh.
We just couldn't get up with him. And I think it was the third or fourth day of us being there. My dad has it all logged out, but it's like the third or fourth day we pushed in on him. And when we came in, we realized that not only were in a herd, you're going to have females, babies, bachelor groups, right? We found the bachelor group, and we were probably 70 yards from them. And we're like, holy shit, we got in here quick. Like we're surprised we're this close already. We just seen them for the first time. We've been tracking. What we didn't realize is not only were we close to them, we were even closer to the rest of the herd because we were already inside of it.
So we got surrounded by them.
We keep pushing and we didn't stop. We weren't like, oh my god, we need to leave. We were just like, all right, let's get close to these bulls, let's shoot them and see what happens. So we go, and finally we pushed them, and they saw us, and your whole body was vibrating. This is not a lie. This is not an exaggeration. You could feel the ground, the ground underneath you, and this was only like 50 or 60 of them. This was probably like a 55, 65 buffalo herd, and you could feel everything vibrating
from them moving around.
The bulls get up. Some of the bulls were laying down, and Chappie, the PH, points to my dad and says, "This is your bull." Dad shoots.
PH is professional hunter, correct?
Yes, PH.
Yeah.
Buffalo spins, shoots again, spins him again. Tough creatures. And he takes off running away from us. The other bulls that were with him are just kind of doing circles, looking around, confused. The other bull's running away. Chappie follows up, shoots him, and rolls him in the back. Gets back up, and Dad shoots him, and he goes down. At this time, the other bulls have stayed there. Some of them have walked away. They didn't even run. They just kind of walked away. This one bull found us. He saw us. And he's in the same place as where my dad pulled the trigger the first time, right? Where that bull was. Oh. The other bull went past him and died. So now this bull is looking at us in the same place, and we're all stopped like, oh boy. He gets up, he's standing up, and he walks to that other bull, and he starts rooting around at that other bull and is like, get up, what the hell's wrong with you? Now he's looking at us, and I don't know if he's seeing the blood and thinking,
you're putting it together.
Oh shoot, I swiped out. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
So
he's adding that together like you guys just did.
Yeah, he's not happy at all. And we start to push in a little, trying to get some of the bushes out from in between us so we can see what we're dealing with. Now this bull is, first off, Dad's bull's dead. He's dying. I mean, he's already death bellowed twice, like he's fried. And this bull is now looking at us and kicking dirt and spitting out of his nose and stuff. Next thing I know, I'm getting picked up by the tracker we called Superstar. That's what they call him because he's like 6'4", and they say if he was in America, he'd be a superstar. He puts me in a tree. So now I'm hanging up in this tree watching everything. And he was a tall dude, so he put me way up there. So I can see everything. And this buffalo mock charges, maybe 10 yards, like he runs, bobbing his head like that, and then stops and picks up and does that. And then where we were on that hunt, we had a game scout with us, which is a federal, like a game warden almost, but not really. But it'll be a local guy who's hired by the government to make sure you do everything right.
Legal. Yeah.
Right. And he carries an AK-47, which I don't get that, but
for the hunters or the animal.
I guess for poachers, because you're not touching a buffalo with a 7.62. You're gonna make your situation worse. But I watch everything, and then finally they shot at his feet, the game scout shot at his feet with that gun, and he slowly backed off and ran away. And you would have thought for sure he was going to charge. But that was, yeah.
And you were like 10, 11 years old. Remember that story that well?
Yeah.
Dang, man.
And then when we took my brother, on his first buffalo hunt, we had a similar situation, except we bumped a herd, like with ourselves, like the same thing we did. We bumped them, and some of the females got stirred up on the other side of the herd, and they just started running right towards us. They didn't know we were there. They just knew they were supposed to be running from something, and we had to stick my little brother in a tree. And like, when a single buffalo or a single lion or a single like when a single dangerous game animal charges you alone, everyone stands their ground. You don't split up. You don't run. You don't, especially elephants. You stay where you are until that animal gets killed, right? If a herd charges you, it's kind of like run, It's like get the hell out of Dodge.
Like a stampede, like in
100%.
Jumanji.
It's not like they were chasing us. They knew there was danger out there somewhere, so they just all started running. And I mean, we were just scattered, gone. And the trackers, right, the locals, they can run pretty freaking fast. You see them coming, you just see a dust cloud. Crazy stuff.
Do you hide behind a tree? What do you do? Run.
I was behind a tree that was this wide.
You're just trying to get as small as you can.
I think Dad and Johan ran together and crouched, and they were just going to lay waste to whatever was coming to them. Little Zach was up in a tree. I kind of abandoned him. I had to, but he was high enough to where he was fine. Nothing even saw him. The trackers were probably 2 miles away by the time I even got him in the tree. They freaking rolled, dude. But
so you got something tomorrow, right? You got a sunrise shoot?
Yeah. East Coast, which is Kent. You know Kent. He just completed a really big order for his business to business. So we're going to shoot a little ad for that and just mess around and whatnot.
Very cool.
Yep. What you got going on?
Tomorrow, I got some editing to work on. I got 4 hunts from Holy Hunt and Texas Hunt for the Cure. They did a hunt with children in Texas this past year, so I'll edit those for them.
Nice.
And then working on a pre-fishing video from Red Crest, like Salzman's bass and stuff.
Beautiful.
And I write down a list of all my projects that I need to work on. Here's another one. I got to get Maggie, a dog, and their handler, Mark, a couple shots from last year's. They reached out to me for them. I got to cut up the podcast stuff from the last podcast. Haven't done any of that. Dude, it's a lot.
I bet.
It's
I
a
know
whole
the feeling. I know the feeling.
Anyone listening that wants to take on some editing job, reach out. I got plenty of it.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Have you ever used an editor before?
Yeah. No one local.
Right.
You get what you pay for. I mean, if you spend $200 on something, you're spending $200 on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets it done sometimes, or it'll get it to a point where it's like, all right, now I can work on it.
Yeah.
That helps. Or like a starting
I've
point.
never done that before. I've thought about it.
I want to get someone in-house, like, that I can use all the time.
And that you can control, kind of not
The
like
style.
control. Yeah.
Like the style almost.
You can help them navigate. Yeah.
Yeah, because all my footage, I go through it, label everything. So you can go into any of my drives and search fish catch. All the fish catches come up.
Yeah.
You can search elk on camera. Elk. There's just keywords.
Yeah.
And it's just for everything. So it's easy. It's just a lot of time.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that. I just have mine just labeled in what it is, like Okavango trip, and then fishing day 1, and then hunting day 1, and then.
All right, so under day 1. under day one, you have like the file name C53704.mp4.
Yeah.
In between the dot and the MP4, you're going to put Johan talking before we leave .mp4.
Yeah.
And then the next one, and then you can search Johan talking, and anything that is Johan talking will be there.
How long does that take you to do?
Fucking forever.
That's a full day. That's a
it's multiple days. Yeah. Because you know, you go through 100 clips and label them or name them or delete them or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dude, your brain's fried at that point.
Yeah.
You can't do it for 8 hours. You're just not gonna be able to. But once it's done, oh dude, it's so nice.
Like once you come fresh onto a job, like fresh onto an edit after you've been working on filming it and traveling and doing this, you get back to the computer and you sit down and you're like, oh yeah, now it's time. You've got like a 6-hour flow state. You know what I mean?
And then it's like,
and you're done. Now you want to go get a margarita at the Mexican restaurant.
Dude, or it's the complete opposite. I'll get in the zone, and next thing I know, I'm like, dude, it's 12:30 or 1 in the morning. I got to go to sleep, but I'm still cranking this out. I could keep going.
Sometimes I wake up and I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But then
just going to walk
after dinner that night,
boom.
You're dialed in, buddy.
It's so creative. It's not like, oh, you're turning a wrench on a mechanic against people that turn wrenches at all. It's just a total different type of job. You can't come and sit in front of a computer to edit content and have no creativity. No.
Yeah.
You can label your footage. You can organize stuff. You can do all the tedious tasks, but you have to be creative.
Yeah. Me and Kent have been kind of changing how we go about like our social media week, you know. And Lainey, she runs the social media for East Coast. We've just kind of been trying to change our strategy for how we run the pages, right? And we've had really good ideas, and we came up with plans for each individual week of what we're going to do. But what I didn't take into account was I can't edit all of this for 1 week. It's going to be rushed. It's going to be forced. It's going to be incomplete. I have to wait for that day to come for me to have some inspiration, for me to have some creative idea. Like, you're not going to have 15 incredible creative ideas in one day. It just doesn't happen. No. I didn't really realize any of that until we laid out a plan and said, this is what we're going to do. And then I tried to do it. And
try to reach out.
That's not going to work.
All right. So I got an idea for you. Reach out, do like a 1 or 2 days a week where it's follower posted content where they want to edit their shit, right? You guys have a big following. There's a lot of people that would be like, hey, let me edit this real. Send it in. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you see me?
No. Send it in, and then it goes through like the, like the Sitka Diverge program or Diverge, where it's like, oh, we'll vote on the best ones. That can get you a bunch of content.
Yeah. That could
get you a lot of content.
That's a very good idea.
And I hate it, but I don't get paid the big bucks. But I hate it, but I'll say it. There's a lot of high school and young college kids that'll work for exposure. They shouldn't. Don't work for exposure. But if you need to take advantage of that, definitely do it.
Yeah, but if you can work for money.
Yes, work for money. It helps the industry, everybody. $100 a day is not going to cover your transportation, your equipment, and everything. Not realistic. Yeah, you got people, oh yeah, I'll get paid on this one. It's $100 for the day. You're there for 3 days? Yeah. So you made $300? Yeah. And you're editing? Yeah. And using your equipment? Yeah. And drove? Yeah. Bro, what? Yeah.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. And then there's, the other side of it where some clients have big budgets. And you're like, whoa, I can definitely work with that and go way above and beyond what you are expecting.
Sorry, I'm having some Text messages. Sorry about
Oh
that.
yeah, you got to get rolling, don't you?
Huh?
You
No,
got
I
to
got
get rolling.
time. It's fine. If you want to take a quick break, we can.
All right, I'm gonna play this video from the beginning. I'll pop you off for a second. It's back to me. I'm gonna play a video from Joey. Screen share. Cape Buffalo. Share. Cape Buffalo charges. This is all Cape Buffalo.
I really love hunting buffalo. That is just different. There's lots of them. I think mostly it's the personality of the buffalo.
That's Johan,
They're not to be trifled with,
I believe.
you know, fooled around with. Just enjoy hunting them.
In between the legs, right in between the legs, yeah?
In between the legs. Oh, that one dropped right away. Oh, that looks good. It's coming together. Holy close. Oh no, dude, that's so scary. Oh, he's back. What's up?
You said that's scary.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Oh, let me unmute it.
That's a female.
Wait, that's a female elephant?
That's a female. You see her calf behind her?
I thought only males had tusks. That's not true.
No, there are tuskless. I think they're Saharan, but there are tuskless females, and they're super aggressive. But no, your African, your standard African elephant has tusks. All of them.
Interesting.
Yep.
Is it in charge? Do you not shoot females?
She's just mock charging there. That's a bull. That's a male. See the power lines?
Holy crap!
Yeah, we're like.
Oh, dude, that was it.
PETA hates you right now.
No, I was just making sure.
Turn the volume up.
The chest again, Triumph.
That's real audio.
That's very real audio. Very real.
Anyone watching that wants to go hunt. Whoa. We don't want commercials. Anyone listening that wants to go hunt over there, definitely reach out to Joey or me, and I'll put you in contact with Joey because Johan Safaris it's a freaking place. Just from the stuff I've seen, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think I'll never be able to love one more than the other. I'm still a diehard duck hunter till the day I die, but it's all different. Everything's different. Everything's better in certain ways and not in other ways. Africa is, you have to do it. You have to do it at least once. You will not regret it.
Look at the sunset picture.
But I love that. But it'll cost you a lot of money if you fall in love with it. But I shouldn't say that. My friend Will went with me last year. He killed a giraffe for meat, and it was a little bit younger male, not a baby by any means, but maybe 5 or 6 years old, still older. And he killed an impala and some other small game, and his whole trip was about $4,000, everything included.
What?
10-day safari. Yep.
How much are flights to get there?
I think he paid $1,850.
$2,000 round trip flights to South Africa.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've paid as low as $1,300. I've also paid $3,000 I had to book one last year, last minute. A client had booked a trip and wanted me to film, so I had to book last minute, and it was, yeah, that sucked. That sucked. And you're in the back of the plane, which I like the back. This is a little tip I have. If you're not gonna pay for the, I think it's business or comfort plus. If you're not gonna pay for that, if you're just gonna sit in basic, select your seats in the very back.
So you get that, bro.
Just in case a flight attendant might hook you up and let you sit with her, and then you have a middle seat open or whatever. So just saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know why
You and them
don't
flight
people
attendants.
people really don't like sitting in the back. And I'm the kind of person I check like pretty much every day for the whole month of me leading up to a trip or 3 weeks. I check the seats on my Delta app and I move away from people as they book in so I'm alone. And I've noticed that people really don't like the back. So there's a little tip.
Well, there's the tip, guys. You heard it here from Joey.
I've flown over many times with my own 3 seats to myself, and I would just sprawl out.
All spread eagle.
Yeah.
Do you carry all your gear on?
I keep all my. I try my best to keep all my camera equipment on the in the cabin with me.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to wrap up my gimbal. And let me say, I travel with all Pelicans. I only run Pelican or hard cases. I don't run anything soft ever, no matter what.
Oh, even like a backpack for waterfowl or something.
I'm just talking about for Africa.
For trap. Oh, okay.
When I'm flying over there, I always run hard cases, and I always have 2 locks on everything. My Peter McKinnon Nomad bag is a soft bag, I guess. It's still structured, but that's like on the plane with me, so I don't really care. And sometimes I'll have an extra Yeti backpack with me. But anything that can be checked, anything that goes under the plane, anything that goes above me, I always run hard cases. That's for me though, because I'm running over there with lots of equipment. So
I hate flying with gear.
it's not fun.
I bought in another plane ticket so I could strap my Pelican case to the seat next to me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do what you do.
Too.
Yeah.
Full blown kicked off that thing.
And I run Apple AirTags and everything. So
yeah, but they don't always work.
I know, but
I've run them too, but they don't always work.
Yeah, I've had connections fail, and I thought it got left behind in another country. That was a scary day. And my dad on a trip that he went on, he did the same thing, and the tag, I guess, shorted out or the connection failed, and he thought his guns got left behind. Oh my gosh, that was a bad phone call. That was a bad phone call.
Tammy, you say you can't do Africa. You're terrified of snakes.
Let me say, they're in the southern hemisphere, right? In southern Africa where we're hunting. So our seasons are flipped. When I go, it's typically between April and September. Our summertime, our spring, summer, and fall, right? That's when I go to Africa. That's the main hunting season. Okay? That is their fall, winter, spring. So I don't
see that many snakes.
There's been months at a time where I never saw a snake, I never saw a scorpion, I never saw a spider. And winters there are so perfect, it's not even funny. You have 45, 48, maybe 49 degree nights, and then you have 72 degree days. So at nighttime, you're sitting around a fire, you eat, you spend every evening around a fire, you cook on the fire. Best food I've ever ate in my whole life has been in Africa. And then in the daytime, you start your hunt. I normally wear like a khaki pant or a khaki short, and then like a nice, maybe like a duck oven is a good comparison to a jacket you would wear. And you'll maybe wear it till 8 a.m. And once the sun hits you, you take it off and you're hunting in a t-shirt.
Man.
Mm-hmm. Pretty slick. Pretty slick.
You
But
dip it?
the snakes the times I have seen snakes have been spring when it warms up.
You're about to go in May.
I'm about to go in May. It'll be chilled out. It'll be falling. The temperature will be falling off in May. We're in South Africa, where I'll be. In the Delta, when we were there in early August of 2022, and that's in Botswana. That's that's way far north, like a lot further north than South Africa. It was very hot. Nighttime was like low 50s, and daytime was mid to high 80s, and you could feel it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I said, we were taking naps on the watering holes, waiting for elephants to show up in the afternoons. I was sweating, like sleeping in the shade under a tree. I was sweating,
Hot.
and that you get like when you first get there, you're thinking about all the stuff that could kill you for sure. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're thinking like, okay, I could die today, but over time you get so immune to it, it's kind of scary. You're like, I could.
There's kids walking around.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Walking in the woods at any time by yourself is scary.
Yeah,
And like no, in the dark, like
alone.
through the dark and alone. Whether
You're
you have
always-
a gun, whether you have your bow and arrow, whatever.
Your brain's always coming up with crazy situations.
I've been walking my dog early. Oh, what's up, Rebecca? I've been walking my dog early, and we'll walk like a mile before sunrise. Dude, I'm gonna take a flashlight or nothing. And the first couple of times, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Whoa, no, it's so sketchy. Now, like he said, once you do it a bunch,
Yeah,
I know the path that I'm walking. I know
and you don't even think of.
that's probably the turkey over there that I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
How's the country? You're doing music videos now, huh?
Wesko.
How you liking it?
It's pretty fun. I haven't done a music video yet. That's always been like a dream of mine. Outside of hunting, I always said my goals were a country music video and a Ford commercial or any type of badass truck commercial, or maybe Polaris 4-wheeler commercial. Like, those are my goals inside of more of a corporate market rather than the hunting industry, or corporate industry. So I haven't done a music video with Wesko yet. He releases his first song under this record label that he signed on with on tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, wow, it flew. Time flew. It's called Revelation. Incredible song he wrote. Very, very a deep song. It's incredible. I can't wait to see what it does. The reason I was signing off earlier, he was texting me. Country Central on Instagram posted him today that he's releasing the song.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I'll see if you pull it up.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I tried to post it. I don't know if it posted. I was trying to get back on here.
Oh, on their Instagram?
Yeah.
Westco.
It's Wesko.
Oh, well.
It's at the bottom. They put them at the bottom though, unfortunately, but still cool.
Well, I'm just going to their Instagram. It's probably there. Follow. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Share this tab. Am I in there? Can you see it?
No, I can't.
Now you can.
Yeah. That's him. Yeah.
Is this the one you filmed? You shot these?
Yep, I shot those.
You did a video I seen. Didn't you?
I don't see it. I'm logging in right now.
Didn't you do a video though?
Yeah, I did one for him. A few.
Yeah, where is it? Whoa, that's loud.
Yeah, that was like the first. That was the first video I ever did for him.
Dude, that room for acoustic. The garage, the wood on it.
He wrote that song.
That's the song.
That's one of them. No, he's wrote some.
He writes a lot.
There's some stuff coming out that's gonna. It's incredible.
It's fun.
I found the Lord in the bed of my old Ford with a towel wrapped around my head and blood on the doors. I'd been in many bar fights, but none quite this bad. My eyes are getting heavy and I cannot feel my hands. Mom always told me that I'd pay for all of my sins, but my sins have been so many that I thought he might forget. Now and then I've thought to reap what I have sowed. I guess he's finally come collecting all the debt I owe.
Is this a train in the background here?
Let me look. Hold on. I don't know. He's a farmer.
So it's probably some sort of farm equipment.
Yeah. That's what I love about his image. We haven't really portrayed his actual image yet. On my end, we've been just doing kind of more cinematic stuff. But next week, we're going to get into his work and filming stuff of him working on the farm and doing that kind of stuff, which I'm excited. I'm super
build that relationship.
What's up?
Build that relatability.
Yeah,
People can relate to him.
100%. But his Instagram, how many followers did it say he had?
23,000, 24,000.
Dude, 3 weeks ago he had like 2,000 followers.
How'd it blow up?
He started posting.
Damn.
His TikTok has 120,000 followers. The video
this song has 504,000 views.
Yeah, dude, it's real. It's real.
It is a reel. This reel has 310.
It's real. It's very real.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna. The song's like. Now I'm under contract.
Yeah. See how? Yeah.
With the record label, so I guess I have to be careful. I've never been. I'll
when songs drop, I'll make reels with them.
Absolutely. Dude.
I mean, if they're on Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, do you have a contact for a copyright lawyer in a record label? Because I have questions and I want answers. And I've had these questions. I can't find any lawyer I've asked, they don't know a copyright attorney that's specifically for copyright questions. Because, like, what can I play here? Can I play a lot? Can I go share screen and play the Orioles game? Can I play a concert? What can I do? And then what songs can I use for what different platforms?
I'll reach out to my lawyer tomorrow.
Ask if they know one.
Yep.
Yeah, because my guy, they were like, no, that's so specific.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Yeah. But like a record label might know somebody. Because they might hit people with the lawsuits.
If my lawyer can't help, we'll talk to Wesko because obviously he has some form of.
Because there's YouTube, dude. YouTube videos. Some of them will use popular songs, still be monetized.
Yeah.
And then I'll post something and it'll get taken down. Not monetized, and I have the rights to the song.
Yeah,
it's so. I'll get it.
I actually found Motion Array pretty helpful.
You like that?
With my Africa stuff. I wouldn't say it's one of the best.
I use Artlist.
But do you like it?
Love it. What
about overall sound desigh? It covers
everything, dude. Everything.
I've heard that.
And they got high end stock footage. high-end stock footage. So you can search detailed, like say you're doing something for a doctor's office and they need a family in the waiting room.
Yeah.
You can just type in a family in a dentist office waiting room, black family, white family, Asian family, anything. And it's like, you want the 8K, the 4K, or the log version. I mean, it's expensive. You pay a lot for it, but it's for those, because you can offer the client, do you want to use stock footage or do you want us to come and film it?
Yeah.
There's different prices. We'll do either or.
Versatile,
But, you know, if we're not coming out to film it and we're using stock footage, well, you're looking at least half the cost.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, we're not paying actors or paying anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Artlist is a good one. I think it's like $800 or $1,000 a year, $600, $1,200. It's worth it, whatever it is. They got good risers too, like good sound effects. You can type sound effect for anything.
Yeah, motion array doesn't really
Anything. And there's like millions of options.
Yeah.
But they're really all high-end options. And you can download the MP3 form or the WAV form.
The waveform. Yeah.
I don't play with audio like that, but
yeah,
it's got the options.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good to know. And the log footage on the stock, that's pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. You can do drone logs.
If you needed to mix footage, that would be very.
I was going to tell you that because I thought you were saying you had to go shoot the sunrise in a specific location.
No.
If it's a popular location, like say you needed I need a sunrise shot at the Santa Monica Bridge. The fuck do you need to go there for? They got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's something like that, oh, I need a time lapse shot of the Milky Way, or all right, so I didn't do this, but I planned to do it. First, my plan was to try to get a Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights time lapse when we were in Alaska. Never saw them, but if it didn't work when I didn't get the time lapse, my plan was we never saw them, so I never even went with the storyline of it. But to get, hey, I need Northern Light from Alaska, you can search that and get it to match the story if I wasn't able to get the shot that I wanted. Like, hey, no, we really saw it, but I just fucked up and didn't know how to do my settings.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. We did never even seen them.
Yeah.
That was one of my plans I had. I was like, no, I got a backup plan if I don't know how to do this.
That's you gotta have plans. Well, I'm happy you got information.
Shot list on everything I do now. Pretty much. I like to go into stuff with a end goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I struggle with that in some situations. I just want to wing it, you know. I've had plans that were mapped out and I didn't even hit one of them. I ended up going a completely different route. You know what I mean? I had shot lists that I completely disregarded in the moment. And it worked. It worked better than it would have if I would have tried to. I think for us, in the environment that we're in, with call it wildlife or hunting, or it can be very difficult to force that stuff, I think.
Yeah. So that's loud. When I do the like a shot list, I got to create a shot list or something. I'm more so B-roll shot list for story building, and then. So here's an example. When I do the fishing stuff, I got to get loading the boat, taking out the boat, dropping the trolling motor, those kind of like just B-roll. And then talking on where we are, talking about what we're doing, talking about how it went. Transition to the next scene of 5 or 6 shots of B-roll, moving the boat, starting the engine, driving fast, whatever it is, to then talking. Kind of like, but then when I go and do reels, I just listen to a bunch of songs, take pictures of the songs that I like, and then just find a song that I like. That's it. I'll drive. When I drive far, I just did Alabama. It was like 13 hours. any song that I like that comes on the radio on the Sirius XM, I just take a picture of it.
Yeah.
And then when I get home, I look at it, all these songs, and I'm like, all right. And then here's a trick for everyone listening. Little tip. I screen record the YouTube video, airdrop it from my phone to my computer so I have the audio.
Mm-hmm. I know
Little
the
trick.
I know the feeling. Yeah.
Because some people, they're always like, how'd you match it up so well with the Instagram or the Insta? I'm like, no. I didn't do none of that. I got the real song, screen recorded it, added the audio, and then put it on Instagram, and it went to the real audio.
Yep.
Or else you're not going to be able to match it up unless you use like a CapCut or some sort of app that does the stupid transitions.
And for me lately, every job has been just everything's so different, you know? And that's a big thing for me is like clients are like, what's your price list? It's like,
You can't have a price list.
The one of the best tips I ever got was when people say like, what does your pricing look like? My question, I follow back with a question, and it's, what is your budget?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know. What your budget is. How much can you spend? Because I can spend 10 weeks on this project.
Yeah.
If you need,
What do you want?
if
What do
you
you
have
want?
a budget. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There is
Like
no
a car,
there is
car salesman. You're
everything's
gonna, what are you buying? A Honda or a Ferrari?
yeah,
What are you working with?
everything's so different, you know, in this world. Everything is so different with what we do.
Yeah, people,
You truthfully can't put a set price on any of it. You can't say I charge $250 an hour. You can't do that.
no.
I mean, yeah, I know there are some
To a
big guys.
degree. I mean, if it's like, hey, come photograph this football game,
Yeah,
you can do a set rate kind of for a sporting event
yeah,
or a prom pictures or that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
what's the goal behind it? Is this
I've
video
talked-
going to get you guys? Is this video going to generate $200,000 in revenue for your company, and you budgeted $1,000 for it, and you expect to get that goal?
Yeah,
You're going to get a $1,000 video, but a $1,000 video is not going to get you what you think.
no.
Yeah,
No.
and
And a
some
lot of
people
people,
get it.
a lot of people think, you know, we just point the camera at something and hit a button and then it's done.
Your camera takes such good pictures. Your
For
camera
me-
takes great videos.
For me, I've you ain't kidding. There's people where I live, man. Like there's people from around here that think that I get my stuff from Google, like that I get my content from Google. And I'm not kidding you. I've heard that before. Just people think that I steal this from other places, and it's like, no.
That's so funny.
If I did steal it, it'd look a lot better. I can promise you that.
I'd be taking it from National Geographic.
Yeah, I'd have some real heavy stuff. I'd have some real heavy stuff.
Yeah, dude, there's always haters. Yeah, but the
But I
price
found-
thing is tough.
Yeah, and lately
I
for
like
me,
projects.
I've noticed is like, if my prices do match up to the end work,
Doesn't matter.
I've hit the nail on the head. But I'm missing my pre-production. Like my pre-production
Yes.
is taking up. Yeah, like with hunting and going on a hunt, there's not a lot of pre-production. You can't lie and say there is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard
Most pre-production, prepping
Kent's-
your gear.
Kent's had to find people to cover for me when I've been in Africa and stuff. And like some of the stories he's told me about, you know,
Mhm.
the bullshit that they come up with. And
I like a flat rate where it doesn't matter if you tag out day 1 or day 10. If we get stuck in a camper and we have a flat tire for 5 more days, or if we all got COVID and have to come home,
Yeah,
this is the price.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
this is the deliverables, and that's it.
yeah.
All right.
100%.
So,
100%.
the guy, if you tag out day 1, the guy doesn't charge you less.
Yeah,
Your price is still the same.
Yeah.
Our calendar is still booked out. You still booked it on your calendar to be
you
away.
book those 8 days. You pay for those 8 days. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way. Yeah, exactly. No,
And then some
that's an
people do
incredible-
the
that's a great-
camera.
That's a great comparison you just made.
Yeah, some people do a camera like, oh, well, on the non-film days, this amount, and on the filming days, this amount. Well, okay. My brain, I need to get a nice sunrise shot.
Yeah.
That's the only shot I got today. That's the only shot that was needed today because it's a non-film day, but it was a needed film day to build the story. Now it grays the area, and it's a little.
Yeah.
Why are you charging me for a film day? Let's just hit a flat number.
Yeah.
And go with it from there. Dude, buying the hard drive or the solid, I run all solid state drives for all projects. Like these guys. The little, this one's a Sony. This one's
Yeah.
SanDisk. These.
You
So
like that?
every project gets one or two of them, depending how big it is.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
them. Love them. Love them. 4 terabytes.
Yeah. I run Lacey's. I'm old school.
These guys. The yellow ones, orange ones.
I love them.
Dude, they're not fast enough for me. You
I
run
love
them and like them?
They're fast for me, and I'm shooting in Cinetone.
Aren't they
4K.
hard drives still, or are they SSDs now?
No, they're hard drives.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I run.
Dang. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. I've
9 of them. But I just used all the old stuff. Like that's
never had
stored.
speed problems. I
No.
don't think, or maybe I'm just used to it because it's how I started.
Oh, wait. Do you have to wait at all on your computer when you edit?
No,
Oh, okay. So no speed problems.
no.
Yeah. So like if you're editing as fast as you can think and move your mouse is as fast as the shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, no. Don't be shocked. There's people that's like, yeah, I just trying to drop this LUT on here, or I want to change this, but it's just it takes a while to load it. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
No.
I've been kind of getting. I'm just on like a standard Mac desktop right now. I'm about to switch over to the M2 processor in the big studio display, which I'm stoked about. I'm about to run me. So my buddy Ben, who's completely dove off into the drone world, like FPVs, he's building all his own stuff.
Shit.
It's sweet, yeah. So we're about to partner up and get an Inspire.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna have to get that studio with the M2 processor.
An Inspire. You need 2 pilots for that.
Yep. I'm excited.
I got my 107 if you need a pilot.
Hell yeah. Come on. I don't even have mine. If they're listening,
It's hard.
come get me.
Come get me. South Africa.
Yeah, but now I've got him, so I can run everything through him.
Yeah, he can fly, be your RPIC, and you just
And see, and with exactly. So with the Inspire, he's the pilot. I just control the camera. I'm just the camera. Yeah. So, but I need to get it eventually. I just haven't. No one really cares in Africa.
dude, they're like, what is that thing?
Yeah, they're like throwing spears at it. No, not really.
That's wild. They're strict about them here. They're getting stricter, and I think they should. They just put out a TFR, a temporary flight restriction for the Baltimore Key Bridge, right where I live. You can't fly your drones around it without getting. All right. So when there's a TFR out, you got to have ground to air communication. So you have to be able to have a radio control and talk to all people in the air and the air traffic control tower. But prior to being able to go into the flight restricted area, you have to be authorized to go into it. You're not doing that. Nothing's getting done right now. It says it's only for missing persons and recovery stuff. Like, no. Yeah. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy that this thing's down.
Yeah. After spending time listening to Ben's world of drones and like how in depth it gets, not only like with the laws, but with just the overall dynamics of building and running these FPV drones and Cinelifters.
That's the only FPV I have. I have the little Avata.
Avata, yeah, I have it too. I'm not a fan.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, it's fun to fly, but it doesn't produce at all.
The quality of footage isn't what I want.
I stuck a GoPro on mine, but then the weight was all
the weight's off. You got to get a naked GoPro. That's like another couple $100. And it's like, well, just buy another one at that point.
Yeah, the bones. Yeah, but so anyway, diving into his world with this stuff, I'm so happy that I didn't go that route. Like, I'm so happy that I'm in the world that I'm in, and I'm like, it's fun. Like, it looks fun. Like, it looks super sexy. You know, the custom tricked out.
Yeah.
And I mean, the shots you produce with it are just next level. But I'll never, ever, ever like say that I want to learn this or I want to do this, and I'll never do it. I'm always going to stick with a mirrorless camera. Now, when we get the money and when we can put them in the air, then I might mess around with it. But until then, I'm going to let him have that. That's not.
You seen the FPVs? They put a FPV up with a mirrorless camera on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
They're putting
full cine rigs.
Yeah, they're putting Komodos
Gimbals
up
and everything.
Yeah, they're real deal.
Find a $150,000
Mm-hmm.
FPV drone.
And that's kind of what we've been debating the past like 2 weeks is, do we want to go with
Inspire
a cine lifter or do we want to go with the Inspire? And overall, we've just kind of concluded that the Inspire will get us into that world faster, right?
There's more types of shots you can do with it.
Like I remember when I was first getting into it and I was watching all the YouTube videos and like all the big guys were saying, it doesn't matter what you have. You need to learn how to use what you have and produce slick, pretty content with it. And then you can step up. And I did take that to heart. I mean, I really did. But now I'm at the stage where it's like, okay, I'm ready to step up. And in my opinion, the Inspire is one of the only pieces of equipment that you can pretty much buy and automatically put yourself into a new realm if you can run it, I think. And I could be wrong
because you always need two people, right?
Yes.
You can't operate the camera by yourself and fly. Maybe, but it'd be hard.
I don't know if you can run it alone. I know that when we run it, there will be two of us running it. I will run the camera and he will run.
And it's got the exchangeable lenses and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't wait to put a 35 mil in the air. Like, I can't wait. That's going to be so slick.
I have the Mavic Pro 3, and that's got, what's it have on there? 3 lenses, a 185, 60.
Like interchangeable?
No, like they're in it.
Oh, like a zoom?
No.
Oh, you have 3 different lenses.
Yeah. Look into this one. It's badass.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I have just the standard 3.
Oh, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 up there, and that one 5.
Wow.
All the way from the original Mini.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have that? Do you have the 3, the Mini 3?
No, that's the only Mini I have.
What do you think about those Mini 4s and 3s with shooting in vertical?
Do it. Buy it.
Huh?
Fuck yeah, dude.
We've got one. We just don't mess with it like we should, you know. I'm in a constant struggle of when to shoot vertical and when to shoot horizontal, and you don't like you're losing
all horizontal now.
Yeah, I see why. And I was in the same boat.
Yep.
The more I watch these like travel guys and just these straight up creators, like they're shooting vertical all the time. And there's a difference. There is truthfully a difference, without a doubt.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. When you frame it, like even if you sit there, here's my camera. If you sit here and hold it, and you're like, oh, let me try vertical. Even though if you have your grid lines, you're like, oh, if I punch it, it'll look like that. Let me turn it vertical. You're like, oh, that looks so much better.
Yeah.
Rather than just punching in.
Yeah, but then you don't have that horizontal footage, and you're going
at all.
It's gone. It's not there. It doesn't exist.
I like doing horizontal, and then I'll make a reel vertical, and either punch in or do a.
I've I've seen your stuff. I'd be
Yeah.
stealing your ideas.
Dude, I watch so much stuff, and then I'll be like, I like this. And then I'll start editing, and I'll be like, nope, I don't know how I did it. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I
Yeah.
know
And then the hardest part's finding a good song. That's really it.
the hardest
Some
part,
sort of good.
in my opinion, the hardest part about what we do is like if you're a doctor or if you're a lawyer or if you're for the most part, most jobs, there's a certain way to do things, right? Like there's kind of a protocol. With us, there's nothing. There's not even a rule, especially for us. Like, yeah, if you're a real estate photographer, you can go and get the advice and the tips and the knowledge you need from YouTubers, and you can set yourself up to win before you even get there. For us, there is nobody that tells you how to go film an elk hunt or how to film a charging buffalo or how. I mean, we are in a very, very specific realm that has not a lot of navigation. You're pretty. I still feel like I'm winging it a lot. I mean, that's the truth. I don't care.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it is
Filming a hunt is there's no playbook. There's no rule book.
you can remember last time what happened,
Yeah,
and you can prepare.
Yeah,
But it's different.
you can only go off the things you've learned. No one can help you. Nobody.
It's very, very, very difficult.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, even the tips, just from like you film a lot of waterfowl.
Yeah.
So just from, I mean, no one told me this, but you know, now you can probably find it on YouTube. Put your GoPros. Where's that thing at? Damn, I don't have one sitting out. You ever seen a sup TIG mount?
Where does it mount?
Bro, I gotta find this. You're gonna be like, what world? Dang. No, I don't know where it's at. Oh. No. So it's like a GoPro mount that your GoPro would sit on, right?
Yeah.
But it's a whole battery pack. You ever seen them?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, not a lot of people have. It's totally different. Actually, this will be easier. I'll screen share this because you're gonna look at this and be like, "What?" One of these guys. Am I screen sharing or not?
Yeah, I can see it. You got to zoom in though.
I'm on. Oh, here, Cabela's. Juice box, different brand, same thing.
And what does it do?
You can put your GoPro out in the field and just let it run all day. That'll run that for 8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw a 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte card in it and you're golden.
Yeah. Even 256, 512, you're fine. Fine.
Wow.
That's what we do for fishing. Just let it run.
Wow. Let it run. And that covers that we miss so much.
That covers enough for a second, like having a second camera out there or.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. It covers. I got you. It covers enough for, you know, if you need a second shot or if a bunch of birds fell in.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Got me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
No?
How about now?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? No? Well, everyone, Joey just got mauled by a lion. We got one listener. Who's it? Who's up there? I think it says one. One from, I can see a viewer on YouTube. Who's watching on YouTube? Give us a comment. See if he pops back on. On YouTube. Joey's gone. Joey's gone. All right. Well, we're gonna end it. Oh nope, he's back. He's
I'm-
back. He's back. Back.
Phone
again.
call. Someone was trying to call me. I'm sorry.
Shit. Well, it's getting late anyway, dude. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I
got
appreciate it.
Of
I'll
course.
download the footage too, and I'll send it over to you if you want to do reels, whatever you want to do with it as well.
Yeah, we should hop on again, like 3 or
Dude,
4.
oh, I have it up here. If you want to do something in May, I got 2 dates in May that no one has signed up for yet.
So May
23rd and 30th when you're over there.
when I'm over there.
Uh-huh. What time is it
Say
there
that
now?
again. Say that again.
May 23rd or May 30th?
We'd have to do the 23rd. I'll be
Cool.
on Johan's farm, which will work. I lost you.
In South Africa, it's
Hit mute.
3:58 a.m.
It's 3:58 a.m. right now there. All right, so we got to change time probably.
You'd have to change times.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's a 6-hour difference.
If we did a afternoon, our time, it would be a nighttime there. So if we did like a 3 afternoon, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That'd
If
be
we did like
nice.
a noon, 1 o'clock, noon. What time do you get done your days usually?
Let's do a 1 o'clock.
All right. We'll square it all away when we get a little closer to. Even if we have to pick a different date.
Yeah.
Because it'll be cool.
No, that should actually be fun. Yeah, but if you could plan for that 23rd time frame.
Cool. Dude, yeah, that'll be sick.
Because we'll be chilling on his farm. So we'll have Wi-Fi. Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool because then you can talk to him. And hopefully by then we got some more stories.
Yeah.
And we didn't cover anything. We didn't cover anything today.
Dude, how crazy is it that it's been 2 hours?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna do another one for sure.
It's so simple, isn't it? We're just talking.
Yeah.
It's just like, you remember like being back in, actually, how old are you?
22.
All right, you might not remember this. When you were in elementary school, did you have landline phones?
Yeah.
You remember coming home from school and just calling your buddy and just sitting on the phone for hours? That's what we would do.
Yep.
The speakerphone and just walk around the house with your phone.
And then those little like BlackBerry things came out where you could like keypad on them, and then you started texting.
Yeah, the little ball in the center, and then AIM.
Yeah.
We had AIM Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
So you're 22. I'm 30. I'm not that much older. 8 years.
Wow.
I got a little brother who's 26. Another little brother 26, and a sister that's 31, 32.
My little brother is 13. He goes to a Catholic school, and he had a play this week, The Stations of the Cross for Easter, and he played Jesus in it. That was pretty cool.
Nate.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to watch. Yeah.
Dang. Well, dude, I'm getting out. I'm going to sleep. I got another long day of editing tomorrow.
Me too.
You got
truth.
morning. You got the
gonna say-
morning with sunrise, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to say this for the public to hear. Tomorrow, when I get done working, I'm taking the whole weekend off, or at least through Sunday.
Ooh.
I'm relaxed.
They're going to hold you to it. Everyone's going to hold you to it.
You better. Don't catch me on that computer. If you do, you beat me. Because
if we catch you on the computer, we'll sign your phone number up for telemarketing calls.
Have you ever looked at your screen time, like on your Mac or whatever you edit
Yeah,
on?
and I don't think it's accurate. I get it every day. I don't think it's accurate because my computer, my phone, I'll drive and use my GPS, and I think that has my screen time involved in it. So
I have all my
apps,
everything. It's all turned off. I don't want to know.
That's why you don't ever answer me. No.
No, honestly, I don't dude. I don't want to know how long I've. Most of the time, I edit every day.
Yeah.
Every day, without a doubt. And that's what they don't tell you when you go work for another company. And you're not going to have the freedom you want. You're not going to make the money you want. But on Friday, you go home And Saturday, you're at home. You do whatever the hell
You
you
don't
want.
worry about
You don't stress about anything.
no.
And I'm not saying like I'm not here to argue with anybody.
Yeah.
Like things better. Everyone does different things, and that's fine. But I worked construction for a long time, and I was like, I got to be out on my own. I got to do it on my own, and I don't have any regrets about anything I've done. But I will tell you, when you go out on your own and do your own thing, it never ends, and it follows you home. And like if Kent texts me at 9 o'clock at night and is like, I need this video, I'm up all night
You're
working
gonna get up and do it. Yeah.
and that's
Mm-hmm.
everything comes with the territory, you know. But,
Dude, my biggest expense is freaking health insurance right now.
Yeah.
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 Sucks. If you work at a big company, you get health insurance and benefits.
They don't tell you that.
No. Huge.
But I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go work on like 10 pictures I need to get Wesko for his drop tomorrow, and then I'm going to sleep.
Sweet. All right, man.
Yep.
Thanks, Joey. Talk to you later. Have fun tomorrow.
We'll do it again, buddy.
Absolutely. See ya. All right, guys. That was Joey Democko from North Carolina. He films a lot in South Africa and does some editing for East Coast Waterfowl. And the current guy that he's working with, Wesko, just is about to drop a new album tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. Next week, we got Lewis hopping on here. He's a local guy from Bel Air. You might know him. You might know his dojo. You might know his drag racing cars. Who knows? You might know him. You might not. We'll get to know him next week. As always, hit that like, hit that share, leave comments. It helps me. It helps the algorithm. It helps everything. Makes the world a better place. Thanks, guys. See ya.